Hello and welcome to our series of interviews or sit-downs with the guest lecturers, people who created the postgraduate, now Masters of Science of Financial Services Regulation and Compliance. I am Aleksandra. I am the Deputy Head of Financial Supervisors Academy here at the MFSA, and I am joined today by Benjamin Ellul, who is the Assistant Manager with the Office of the Chief Officer Supervision. I'm just going to start referring to you as Ben moving forward in this interview, if that's okay.
It's better.
I think it's a bit better. I'm not going to pretend like we don't know each other, but please, for our audience, give us a little bit of a background of who you are and what was your involvement with the Masters now of Science.
Thank you so much, Alex. So as you perfectly said, I work in the Office of Chief Officer Supervision. Again, this came about 2-3 years ago. We go way back. So with the help and with the push of Professor Christopher Buttigieg, we wanted to see the gaps in the market, see where we can enhance capacity building even in the industry. And therefore, we started scrambling around, the three of us, even with the support of Kenneth Farrugia, our CEO.
Yeah.
And again, we wanted to make a practical course that bridges the gap between academia and practice.
Yeah.
We started with a couple of units, then we even consulted with people both in-house and from the industry as well to see where best to focus our efforts, and then we formulated a number of units to create a postgraduate diploma. Fast forward to today, with the help of the University of Malta, and again, I would like to give a special thanks to Professor Simon Grima and Professor Emmanuel Said, amongst some others who have helped us in this journey to push it through to the next stage. Nowadays, it's a Master of Science in Financial Regulation and Compliance, developed and endorsed by both the University of Malta and the Malta Financial Services Authority, which is very rewarding, I must say.
That's true. Let's backtrack a little bit to, I believe it was end of 2023, when we kind of were asked to work on the university degree. I very vividly remember having a conversation with the head of the Financial Supervisors Academy, with Kenneth, with Chris, with you, trying to, come up with what exactly is needed in today's society, what is needed for our license holders, what is needed for our own employees, because this postgraduate diploma, some of the very first students were also MFSA employees. After having those discussions, it became very clear to me how dedicated the MFSA team is to educating the industry, to being a full-time member who actively participates in the capacity building within the financial services industry. And when we started working with the University of Malta, we were genuinely, as you said, rightly so, surrounded by so much support, so much understanding, and also so much passion from their side, especially Prof. Grima. He has an abundance of passion for the industry and for more education. And now, if we have to fast forward, after 3 years, we have 2 cohorts down. We're going into a 3rd cohort. The feeling is a bit strange knowing that now we're going to have some students who will be coming out with a Masters of Science in Financial Regulation and Compliance. But what do you think are other initiatives that we are now maybe working on in the background that the industry will find related to this?
So I have to mention the Journal of Financial Supervisors Academy. Again, it's an idea that was developed to enhance capacity building, to enhance education as one of the MFSA's main objectives, essentially. And again, this journal, which is a collection of academic articles and even professional insights, we released volume 1, as you very well know, last year. We will release volume 2 in September of 2026, and hopefully it's a yearly publication. So having this journal, which again, it brought about many different academics, and we received many positive feedback about it, having both the Masters in Financial Regulation and Compliance and the Journal of Financial Supervisors Academy again, published or having started in the same month or two, in September, October. Right, so the cohort of the master starts in October, the journal is published in September. So again, having this once a year focus on education and on the initiatives that the MFSA is doing, I think is very positive, both, again, as you very well said, for employees, because they're seeing how much the regulator actually wants to invest in education, both for the employees and both for industry participants, but even for industry participants, as we're mentioning. So we're not just putting our expectations out there as a regulator, even our supervisory expectations. We're also trying to educate and enhance people's understanding. And we're actually sending Dear CEO letters to every CEO that is under our supervision to encourage them to invest in their employees, trying to invest in this masters. So I think these initiatives are separate in their own way, but are sort of simultaneous as well towards this one goal of enhancing capacity as a regulator.
And I think that the journal itself came as an idea to us because of the university, because we worked on the creation of the units now technically when you're doing the process, when you're working on creating the units, you have to create reading materials. Not to bore you with all of the technical requirements we had to go through. But you do have to have all this extensive list of reading materials that the students will be using in order for them to help their studies and help their journey. And I think a very big portion of why we created the JFSA was to support students during their studies under the master's degree, then the postgraduate diploma. I think what I find very interesting and I find to be a very big perk of the degree is the fact that the university and the MFSA were very flexible in terms of the point of time in which you can exit, right? Which is postgraduate certificate, postgraduate diploma, Masters of Science now, or as organizations, you can even purchase individual micro-credentials. So at the moment, both you and I are involved in various different working groups on tokenization, artificial intelligence, etc. Our field is moving very rapidly. Financial services sector is extremely dynamic. And digital finance is a part of the unit. So we're constantly keeping kind of the materials and the lectures fresh and updated for those for that purpose precisely.
I think even you mentioned many different innovative features and topics nowadays. You mentioned tokenization, you mentioned AI. The MFC is doing brilliant work on all these innovative realities. And again, the amazing thing and the thing that I really love, even about my job and even about the MFSA as a whole, is that education is always considered a common denominator in all these new topics and all these features or feedback that we get from the industry that, listen, we need to focus on this, we need to draw our attention to that. So again, this masters is a lively thing. Year after year we do evaluate what is permanent, what should maybe put on the back burner, what are the topics that should be focused on the most. And the fact that as a regulator we are always in contact with the industry and always in contact and always doing research on what the latest topics are, even from a European point of view. We can also instantly give our knowledge and our feedback to the masters. So this masters and potential students out there can be rest assured that this masters is continuously up to date. Because again, the regulator has direct contact with the European authorities. So this masters will constantly be up to date and will constantly be innovative and thematic according to what is permanent today. And I think you, as the deputy head of the Financial Supervisors Academy, can really appreciate this, because even you with your team, you do brilliant work on what's trending and what, as a regulator, we should focus on, what the industry is sort of delving towards. I don't know if you can maybe comment on that, because I know
I think that the University of Malta project, the JFSA, the Financial Supervisors Academy, they all stem from kind of the mind of a singular person. And that's obviously our Chief Officer Supervision, Prof. Christopher Buttigieg. I think one of the kind of biggest idealisms that I was given by him when I first started at the MFSA and I took on the job and became, the very first employee at the FSA, was this interconnectivity that the FSA has as an academy, both within the MFSA, within the industry, and also within our counterparts in Europe. Involving the FSA in search projects that are directly benefiting the industry is important because we at the FSA have to constantly stay on top of what's happening. We need to know almost as simultaneously, if not before our own supervisors, what's coming up, what's trending in the industry, what changes are arising, what new challenges are coming up, what our peers at the European supervisory authorities are saying, or our training counterparts, what are they training? The guys that are creating the regulations and then we need to transpose, So we need to constantly be aware before our colleagues, before the industry, what is really needed. Train our staff, prepare them, and then they are then capable through the training that they receive and the practical experience that they have on the day-to-day job to then go out there and disseminate that information and that knowledge to the industry, right? Hence why we opted in for the amount of guest lecturers that we have today. And for those guest lecturers, obviously for our audience, majority of them are MFSA professionals. We give opportunities to every level professional that we have here at the MFSA, whether it's junior or senior, because we do genuinely have incredibly technical, knowledgeable staff members here at the MFSA. So absolutely, the FSA plays a massive role of bridging together what our motto is, bridging academia and practice.
I think you mentioned guest lecturers.
Yeah.
I think as a potential student to enroll in this master's, having the head of capital markets, for example, having the head of internal audit, having the head of financial crime and compliance maybe as well. Having all these highly regarded regulators actually teaching students what the MFSA's expectations are, what the technical knowledge entails. I think as a course, it's what distinguishes it from many other courses. It's the practical input that the regulator wanted to give it. And again, from the University of Malta, I want to really thank them because they saw our vision. They even endorsed it to have this practical sort of infusion in our lectures themselves.
Yes. I think that's seeing our vision is something that's very important that you mentioned. I think our CEO, Kenneth, was very clear when he outlined it to us and he outlined it to the university. There is so many different programs out there, whether they're offered through university or through MCAST or through other educational institutions or training institutions. A lot of them do bring some practical aspects to them, but for far too long educational system, we can even see today it's very theoretically based. So we were very clear, or at least our CEO was very clear, that if this postgraduate diploma at the time was to go through, it needs to bring the practical aspects more than the theoretical, because we want the industry, we want these professionals to have tools rather than books when they become compliance officers, when they become directors, when they are sitting on boards, when they're making decisions that are shaping this industry, which contributes so largely to the financial stability and prosperity of this country, right? So as an MFSA, whenever we do take a decision, whenever we do get involved in projects, what is the number one thing that we should consider as supervisors? The financial stability of Malta. So I think that guest lecturers coming both from the industry, because we have some great participants from the industry that are on the front lines of crypto assets, sustainable finance, cybersecurity, whatever it might be. but also have MBR is involved. The police force is involved. The MFSA is involved. So it's a collection of people that are on the front lines that are either making the regulations, implementing the regulations, supervising the regulations, or practicing them every single day in the day-to-day work. So whether you're an experienced professional or you're a new student, you're just coming out of your bachelor degree and you want to venture into the world of financial services, this is something that can really contribute for you to learn how to operate in a day-to-day in this environment.
I fully agree. And again, you're highlighting the amount of guest lecturers that are professionals.
Yes.
That are literally 20 years, 30 years into their career, seeing the financial services industry evolve, right? And having this interaction during lectures with the students.
Yes.
So in fact, a very positive thing that comes out of these lectures is that even after the lecture, students stay around. They don't just pack their bags and go home. They stay around. Even after we got a note last time that, listen, they're staying till 9 p.m. They need to go home. But actually, students, they willingly want to stay there and network and want to have more conversations and challenge the lecturers as well, where they need to be challenged. So creating this dynamic, creating this environment where students are not only sitting there for a lecture and taking notes, they are learning not only through the technical knowledge that the lecturer is giving them, they are also learning through soft skills, through the way they're interacting with the head of capital markets, with the head of internal audit, etc., etc. So having this physical interaction with these highly regarded regulators, both, I mean, if you're an MFSA employee and you're an industry participant, they're both beneficial. To have this physical interaction, even to network and to create this. I remember from my time at university, I had the best relationship with my lecturers, with the ones that I actually interacted with them on a personal basis as well. Even after the lecture, I debate with them on a certain topic, etc. So again, this environment which was created, that it was the main intention of the MFSA, to create this platform where industry participants, guest lecturers from many different avenues, both regulators and professionals, can interact and can learn and can build and enhance their capacity building. And I think the FSA did an outstanding job at even coordinating with the university as well. So again, it's very, very rewarding, I have to say.
I think that on what you were saying earlier about our students and how they're staying, till very late, they're networking. I mean, I'm getting some feedback from our guest lecturers where, the students really want to spend some more time with them after the lectures, have some chats, drink a coffee, discuss the topics further, which is, it's very rewarding for me, and I'm sure for you, because we worked, the two of us, on this for a very long time. But I think this really boils down to, again, the heart of this program. I genuinely think that Chris Buttigieg, who's also a professor at the university, I mean, if we look around for the past 25 years of his career, and I'll have the opportunity to interview him very soon on this chair, if we see what he has achieved, the amount of people that he has inspired from being that practical lecturer at university in his courses, motivating, inspiring, and having that personal connection with his students, to them today being either full-time employees at the MFSA that he has taught back at university in their bachelor studies, to now being senior staff members at the frontier of policy making, or they are extremely successful professionals in the industry, it really showcases the importance of the people that are teaching those lessons, and why we have put so much effort into shortlisting and bringing together a group of more than 50 individuals that we believe are out there on the front lines, willing to have the difficult conversations and are not scared to be challenged.
And mind you said that, again, they remain speaking to the lecturer after the lecture is done. This is a part-time course, so they have to do this after a full day's work. And the fact that we're receiving feedback that they're not done, tired, they want to go home, they're actually willingly staying there. They're enjoying themselves. They're actively discussing their work and the industry and what's lacking and what needs to be enhanced, or the focus on AI or focus on tokenization. So the fact that we're receiving feedback that people after a long day's work, they are genuinely enjoying this course, I think it's one of the most rewarding aspects.
Yeah.
It was an unknown when we started. It was a concern. Listen, this is part-time. Maybe people will be too tired.
We really wanted to make it a diploma for working professionals.
Exactly, and that's a challenge. It's a
very big challenge.
Again, nowadays people have long days. They have personal responsibility. So to make an engaging course, to make an engaging lecture that actually keeps an individual, a student, motivated and attentive is challenging. And I think from the feedback that we're getting, we're positively reaching that target, and hopefully we will continue to make it even more interactive, even more practical, to sort of again continue building and taking it to the next level.
Yes. I think that it was really important for us to make it accessible to professionals. It was really important for us, because I think that they are the audience, the industry is the audience which we think will benefit largely from the practical nature of this course. One last question, Benjamin. If you had to take one memory with you from this experience of creating this course and being on the board of studies and all of this journey that we've had today, what would it be?
I have to be honest, it was and I remember the day when the course actually got published on the university website. It was one of the most rewarding moments in my career, I have to say, to see. Again, we spent multiple years trying to develop this course, trying to figure out logistics. And then when the University of Malta notified us that it was actually published, and we went into, again, I'm a University of Malta graduate, so I know the website inside out. So going into that actual website, seeing the MFSA branding, seeing the course, the study units, the credentials, etc., it was very rewarding. And again, it's a testament to the hard work that we did, to the support that both Professor Christopher Buttigieg and Kenneth Farrugia gave us to make this a reality. And again, it's a day that I keep close to my heart, because again, it was a moment where you see your work being tangible, and you say, listen, that's a positive initiative that we worked on, and it's actually there. People can make use of it. People can improve their lives on. People can improve their career on. So to me, that was one of the most rewarding, again, off the top of my head, that I remember that very, very vividly. Yeah, I don't know if you've had yours as well, or maybe it's the same one.
I think it's the same one. It was a jointly very special day. It's very dear to my heart when I see that we're actually making an impact with our work. I thank you very much for taking the time. I look forward to the next, many years that we will be working on this diploma. And for all of our listeners, or if you're listening or watching out there, you will be able to apply for the Masters of Science or for the postgraduate diploma or postgraduate certificate through the University of Malta's website. Thank you.